Hi y'all. This video is about water and snakes. Okay, where you have water, you're gonna have snakes. And I've got a snake living over here underneath this blue water tank. And you know, you could end up just stepping. I took another video, but it wasn't a good video, so I'm redoing this one. But you know, if you got a water tank, you want to keep it cut down, because you could literally walk right on top of a snake, okay, and not even know it. They move. You got to move slow, especially in like this high brush, because I think if you startle a snake, it's gonna like launch at you. But yeah, it was living right here. I wanted, you know, I took a video of it, but it wasn't a good video, so I'm just doing it over again. But the snake's gone, so you know, it takes some work to make these videos, but they're important because most of us aren't going to make it. You know, if it ever gets down to it, you know, where you got to survive on your own, subsistency, you could know about it, read about it in a book, but if you don't actually do it, it's going to be really, really hard. But let me show you. We've had a lot of rain, and this was a drought-tolerant garden, so you know, it's kind of dried for a day or two. But you know, you could have too much water. But it looks pretty good considering everything. It's held on to a lot of water. I've been weed whacking in here, right there. I'm gonna weed whack around in here because I really don't want any high spots in here, because I kind of sit right here, and it's a black snake. I don't know exactly what type it is. I could have whacked it, but I decided to just leave it alone. I mean, you got to learn how to live with the animals that are in your garden. Just got to be careful, know where they're at. I know where the snake's habitat is. It's living underneath this blue tank, and it's going over there. You know, I was walking in there, and it walked about, it was a foot from my foot, you know, and that's what I'm wearing. Just basic, you know, pretty rough looking, kind of like shoes that I'm turned into slippers to work in here. But you know, you could walk right by or right on top of a snake and not even know it until you get bit. So you got to be really alert in here. And I'm just going to cut it all down. And I've got some sweet potatoes slips that I made. And always be on it. Whenever you poke around in here, see the way I poked around? I actually, you know, kind of looking, you know, as I'm poking around in here, even though it doesn't look like it. But I created some slips to plant. So I'm going to stick them in this row right here. And these are the peanuts that I've planted. A very important crop to have. 2,500 calories a pound. And if you get raw peanuts in a bag, it's got to be raw. Raw, uncooked peanuts. I got about 100 plants in here. And it's 3 plants make a pound. And it's about 2,500 calories a pound. Okay, very important crop. Still got some other stuff growing in here. I don't know if that's melon or watermelon, but you know, I've got them growing in here. But there is so much to cover. There's so much to cover, and oh, this right here is my pomegranate right there. Got one right here, and another one over here. Yeah, it's about at least a 5-foot long snake. So there's another pomegranate right there. So I'm gonna weed whack around here, cut it all down. And remember that compost, sourcing the compost material for this pit? You see right there how it's all all the leaves have turned into mud. So it's ready to go. So yeah, just a quick little update. That's what it looks like. Oh, let me just do a quick walkthrough. Watermelon and melon. I don't know which one's which. Peanuts. It's gonna be sweet potatoes in here. Rough looking potatoes. I mean, it was a flood in here for 2 or 3 weeks, and it looks like some animals are eating on it. 3 rows of potatoes. Onions. They handled this torrential rain pretty good. Radish. I'm going to try to harvest all this, as much radish as I can. It's going to be hard to get in there because it's still pretty muddy in here. I can barely, no, I'm still sinking in here. But this is what it looks like. You know, some of them look pretty good, others don't. But you know, got to be careful in there. But I'm just going to weed whack. And of course, I got the Asian bean right here, and they take a while to. The Asian bean, man, it hangs out for about 2 months, this size right here, just like this, and then it decides to just take off. And when it's time to shoot up, it's just going to shoot up fast. But for 2 months, it just hangs out and just hangs out and pretty much doesn't grow a lot. I think it's building up a root structure. So I got the Asian bean here. I got beets right here. And if you look at this, this is a lot of lettuce, right? This is a lot of green material right there. A row of beets. And there's some more Asian beans right there. See how they look different depending on what kind of nutrients they're getting? Look at that, wow. It's a big leaf. You can eat these if you had to. So this one's starting to take off right there. This side's doing good. And that side's kind of struggling a little bit. And then of course over here, I've got potatoes. Now these potatoes are doing really good compared to the other side over there. And then just filled it in with a lot of corn. Corn. There's that wheat grass. Wheat, white wheat. Onions from last year. Here's that Indian corn right there. You know, when I'm walking in here, I'm paying attention. I'm not just walking, you know. When to harvest onion seeds. Okay, this is the second time making this video. See how the stalks have turned yellow? See that? Check this out. I hope I get it in the video this time. See right there? See the black seeds? Get another one. Get one over here. Okay. See the black seeds right there? There's about 4 seeds to a pod, or to one little cluster. And there's at least 100 clusters in here. So I got 400 seeds in one cluster. 4 in a pod, and probably over 100 pods in one branch. So 400 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, there's 2,000 seeds right there, right here in these 5 plants right here. A lot of seeds, a lot of onion seeds. I've got to harvest those. Okay, and that's the garden right there. Corn, a lot of corn. Let me see if I can go down here and show you the squash or the watermelon. I can't remember which one. My wife planted down here. So some of these rows didn't make it because they had too much water and the seeds drowned. But here is the water. I think this is watermelon. Right down here at the very bottom where all the water goes. It's really moist down here. And whatever's in these rows, I don't know. I don't know what she planted. She told me not to touch them. So that's about it. thing with you know, once you get experience with these snakes running around, if they're not a direct like threat to you, it's better just to leave them alone, because they are eating some animals, and you know, they're eating too, you know. And you know, it could be a non-poisonous snake, and non-poisonous snakes eat poisonous snakes. So if you can, I know when that snake shows around, I'll stay out of its way and move back in there when you know, when it's gone away or went into hiding. But you know, two predators can't occupy the same space and time, otherwise there could be a problem. So I know to stay away from it. I know it's a possible food source down the future, you know, but I don't know what kind of snake it is, but it's living underneath this blue tub, and it migrates down into this water area over here. Could be a water moccasin, I'm not sure. All right, see y'all later. It's a humongous learning curve to learn how to grow food. These rows right here, they were designed for extreme drought, and we've been having extreme rains. So it's a humongous learning curve, but you got to know how to grow in any type of environment. See y'all later.